Hello there, everyone. Welcome to our online class. And again, this is Teacher RJ. Now, today in our second lesson for factors, we are going to learn today about prime factors, okay? Or prime factorization. So, to start with, we have to ask ourselves what are prime numbers, okay? So, prime numbers are whole numbers that has only two factors, that is, 1 and itself. Okay, again, prime numbers are whole numbers. Whole number that has only two factors, that is 1 and itself. Okay, so let me illustrate more so that you'll understand better. So here, we're going to learn about prime factorization here. So it's really very important to know about prime numbers. Okay, as what is defined about prime number. Okay, I keep on repeating this so that you'll understand. Okay, again, prime number is a whole number that has only two factors, and that is 1 and itself. Okay, so here I'm giving you the list of prime numbers less than 20 so that you can remember and you'll be reminded every time you do factorization or factoring. So I want you to remember this all the time because this is very important. You must remember that this 2 is a prime number. Okay? 3 is also a prime number. 5 is also a prime number. And 7 is also a prime number. 11 is also a prime number. 13 is a prime number. 17 is also a prime number, and 19 is also a prime number. Okay, maybe we have to include 1 here so that you won't be confused. 1 is also a prime number, remember that. Okay? Okay, yeah, here you go. So these are a list of prime numbers. So what's the difference between prime number and the other number, which is called composite numbers? Okay? Now, to define properly, look at this. Remember we learned about factors, right? So how are you going to find the factor of 1? So of course, the factors of 1 is only 1 times 1. So it's 1. How about 2? 2 times 1, right? There's no other number. You cannot use other number aside from 1. How about 3? So 3, again, times 1 becomes 3. Okay? And about 5, also the same. 5 times 1 is 5. And again, 7. There's no other factor except by itself and 1. 7 times 1, and so on and so forth. Meaning, all these numbers are the same. There's no other factor aside 1 here. Okay? Now, let's talk about composite numbers. So composite numbers are different. Okay? So I'll separate it properly so that you'll understand. It's really different. The composite numbers, okay, these are the list of composite number less than 20 as well. So I'm just giving you a difference between the two. So here, look at that. If I'm going to factor 4, I can use 2, right? I have 2 times 2 is equals 4, or 4 times 1. So meaning, this is not a prime number. Why? Because the definition of prime number is 1 and itself. Do you understand? Okay, again, I will repeat it. Let's try to go with number 6. So here, what are the factors of 6? Remember when we learned about factoring? So the factors of 6 is 3 times 2. So is that a prime number? No. Why? Because look at the definition again. Prime numbers, or a prime number, is a whole number that has only two factors. Only two factors. 1 and itself. And that is what's happening here. This one. Okay? That's what's happening here. But here, 6, no, because the factor of 6 is, we can do 3 times 2. Or we can also go with 6 times 1. So meaning there are 4 factors here. So it is not a prime number. And how about 8? The same thing. 8 we can go with 2 times 4. Okay? That is a factor of 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Or 8 times what? 8 times 1. So already have 4. 4 factors. And there's also another factor for here, in which we'll learn later on. There are actually, how many factors here? I think around roughly 6 or 7. So that is not a prime number, because the definition of a prime number is only one, again, only one and itself. Then how about 9? Maybe you think 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. No, because 9 can be factored by 3 times 3, right? So that's already 2 factors there. And again, we have 9 times 1. So there are 4 factors. So it is not a prime number. Okay? Likewise with 10. 10 is basically, you can factor this with 2 times 5. Again, it is not a prime number. Okay? Because as defined, prime numbers are only having 2 factors, only one and itself, and so on and so forth. If you try doing, you can do it. You can try yourselves. Even 12 there are few factors there. You can use 6 times 2. You can use 3 times 4, right? So it is not a prime number. And here, 14. Of course, we have 7 times 2. So again, it's not a prime number. And about 15. Yes, 15. 3 times 5. They're not prime numbers. I mean, they're prime numbers, but we have 4. We have, again, 15 times 1. It doesn't go with the definition of prime number. See, I will highlight this one, line up this, give a line to this one so that you can be reminded. Okay, 1 and itself. Okay, let's move on. And about 16, 16 we got few. Yeah, a lot of factors there. And likewise with 18. So, now, again, the point here, I just want you to remember these numbers, because this is very, very important. Okay, I will line it, put a line on that so that you'll be reminded. Okay, they are prime numbers, and I will slant it down a little bit. Okay, so it's much better. Okay, so these are prime numbers. So you must remember this. Maybe this time you don't know why it is very important. Later on, when we move on, you will understand why we need to remember this. Okay, so I hope there's no questions here. It's very clear. Just again, in here, in this part, just remember or try to memorize all these numbers so that you'll be guided or well guided that these are prime numbers, that you need not to do anything at all. Okay, let's move on. So now we're going to learn about prime factorization. So what are prime factorization? Before that, we'll try to analyze the. Remember, we have this list, these composite numbers. So if we notice, composite numbers are a product of prime numbers. Let's look at it. Say, remember, we have 4. So 2, the prime factors. See, again, now this time we're talking about prime numbers now. Okay, please be guided. We're talking about prime numbers only here. Okay, so look at that. So 4 is a product of 2 prime numbers, that is 2 times 2. Okay? Look at that. 2 is a prime number, right? Remember the list of prime numbers? Look at that. See? 2 is here. And now we have 6. 6 also is also a product of prime number. So what we're trying to do now here is to get the prime factorizations of a number. Meaning the factors will be all in prime numbers. Okay? So if I'll ask you, give me the prime factor of 20, or okay, let's say 8. So 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so meaning this is the prime factors of 8. Why? Because 2 is a prime number. If you give me this one, okay, I will explain it to you. How about this, teacher? 4 times 2. No. 2 is a prime number, yes, but 4 is not a prime number. 4 is a composite number, meaning if you give me this answer, that is wrong. Okay, so the correct answer will be 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So these are the prime factors of 8. How about 9? Of course, 9 is very easy. 3 times 3. Is 3 a prime number? Yes. Look at the list of the one I'm giving you here. So, see, 3 is there. 3 is a prime number. Okay. Now, so how about 10? So again, 10, we have 2 times 5. That's it. There's no other factors aside from that. But are they prime numbers? Yes. Look at here. Let's go back again so that you'll understand. See? 2 and 5 are prime numbers. So that is why I'm giving you the list so that it's easy for you to identify whether you are right now, you are correct in this position when you do factoring. Okay? So 2 and 5 are prime numbers, so that is correct. How about 12? So again, 12 is 2 times 2 is 4 times 3. So these are the prime factors of 12. But then again, you might ask, teacher, how about this 6 times 12 is also 6 times 2 is 12. Is that wrong? Yes, because 6 is not a prime number, right? 6 is a composite number. Look at this. See? 6 is here. It's not here. Look at that. 6 is here, oh. Okay, I hope you understand that. So, meaning 6 is not a prime number. And then, teacher, how about 4 and 3? 4? Okay, let's check it out. 4 and 3. 3 is a prime number, but 4 is not. Right? Remember, see? See, 4 is here. We already talked about it, that 4 is a composite number. So, again, that's not the answer. So, the correct answer for prime factorization of the number 12, the product 12, is, hold on, let's put it back. 2 times 2 is equals 4 times 3. Okay, so I hope you understand that. Now, how about 14? Of course, 14 is very easy. It's just 2 times 7. Is 7 a prime number? Yes. See? Prime. See? Prime number. 7 is a prime number. Okay. So, how about 15? Of course, 3 times 5 is 15. 3 is a prime number and 5 is a prime number. We talked about it earlier, right? So, how about 16? Oh, 16. Yes, that is the correct answer. The prime factorization of 16 is 2 times 2 is 4, right? Times 2 is 8. And times 2 is what? 16. 8 times 2 is 16. Then you might be thinking, how about 4 times 4, teacher? No, 4 times 4. Again, 4 is not a prime factor. Right? See? 4 is a... See, look at that. If you say, again, okay, I'll explain it to you further so that you'll understand. See? If you insist 4 times 4, no. Why? 4 is a composite number. It's not a prime factor. Okay, how about, teacher, how about 8 times 2? 8 is not again a prime number. 8 is a composite number. So, the only correct answer for prime factorization of the product 18 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Why? Because 2 is a prime number. Okay, so now how about 18? So 18 is basically very easy. What? 18 is 2 times 3 is 6 times 3 is 18. Or the other way around. Remember, multiplication, they can interchange places. It doesn't affect the answer. You can start with 3 times 3 times 2. Okay, because, okay, if we start with here, 2 times 3 is 6 times 3 is 18. Or if you want to go 9, so 3 times 3 is 9 times 2 is 18. So I think there's no argument for that. And I think it's very explained there. So the only prime factors you need to do is 2 times 3 times 3. Okay, those are the prime factors of 18. And how about 20? Of course, 20 is easily 2 times 2 times 5. Okay, 2 is a factor, 2 times 3 is 4, times 5 is 18. Oh, sorry, 2 times 2 is 4, times 5 is 20. Sorry for that. Okay, I hope there's no other questions aside from that. So that is called prime factorization. Okay, now, before we end up this episode or this part 2, so here, if I'll ask you identify the prime factors here, so that's why I asked you to remember the prime numbers. Remember, I asked you to remember this. So if I'll give you in a test, okay, here, find the prime numbers of 18. It's easy as 2 and 3 only. Okay? That's the prime factors of 18. Okay, how about why 6? Yes, 6 is not a prime number, it's a composite number. 9 is a composite number. 18 also is a composite number. Okay, how about 50? So for 50, there's also only 2 prime numbers here. We have 2 and 5. Then you might be asking, teacher, how did you do it? Okay, simply as this. Remember, I teach you how to find the factors of a number. So you use that in our part 1 or part unit 2A video. Okay? In our part 1, this is explained how to find the factors. Okay? So you list down all the factors first, and then you identify the prime numbers. See? This is for 18, that's 1 times 18. Remember, 1 times 18 is 18. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. Oh, let me separate that clearly so that you understand better. And here, the same thing here. Like, here we have 1 times 50 is 50. 2 times 25 is 50. 5 times 10 is 50. There's no other factors than that. Okay? So, then when I ask you to identify the prime numbers, just remember the list of prime numbers I gave you. So here, you only have 2 and 5. The rest are composite numbers. Okay. So I hope there's no questions there. And now, sometimes when you do factoring, we need to learn also about exponents. You can give me answers in exponents. That'll be later on, okay? I'll discuss that later on. Or we can do it now. Okay, so here, how to find the exponent of the number. So, if I'll give you, look at this. Hold on. Do I have here? Nope. Okay, let's try here. Okay, look at this. Our example there. What's the example? Sorry. Oh. So, 3. Okay, look at this. I will explain it further. We have here, if I'll give you 3, hold on. Let's, okay. If I'll give you this, let me copy this one because it's difficult to, I'm not writing here for computers. Okay, so if I'll give you this 3 to the power 4, this is read as 3 to the power 4. The power 4 is on top, so it's called power. Or the other way of reading this, it's 3 exponent 4. Okay? 3 exponent 4. So, how did it happen? So, it's just basically we have, if I will expand this, it's just basically 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, so how many 3's there? You have 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 3 to the power 4. Okay, so that is actually all about exponents. If you have any further questions to this, just let me know in our class, in our online class, okay? Or if I'll give you this number, okay, let's say I'll give you this, okay, I'll give you this, then you give me the answer, find the factors of expanded form of 3 to the power 4 to or 3 exponent 4, that is your answer. Okay, now, if I'll give you this, the other way around, let's take this example. Let me rewrite all this so that it will be easier. Can erase this. Come on. Oops. Look at this. Okay. It's like now. Okay. If I'll give you this, give me the exponent form. Exponent form. This is the exponent form. Okay. This one. This is the exponent form. So all you have to do is to copy the original number. Let's put it back. 5, and then okay, where's my insert? Oops, sorry. I just put this one straight. All you have to do is to write this. Okay, you write number 5, you copy number 5, and you count how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you put the power 5. Okay? Then teacher, how about this? How about if I'll give you, okay, I'll give you another example so that you won't be confused. So, oops. It went beyond. One more example here. So, if I'll give you this, like, teacher, how about this? 9. Okay? No, 9 is 7 times 7 times 7. What's your answer? So, your answer will be 7. See, you copy 7. and you write on top, not on top, on top, not on the side. If you put it on the side, it becomes 75. On top, exponent 3. Why 3? Because you only have 3 there. See? 1, 2, 3. So that's your answer. This one. So that is exponents. Okay? Okay. How about this, teacher? I'll give you another example here. What if I'll give you, say, 11? 11 to the power, okay, power na, not, you must, again, remember this, that you have to put it on top, the exponent. If you have 11 to the power 7, so all you have to do is to write number 11, 1, 1, 7 times, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's your answer. 11 to the power 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I hope it's very clear now. I hope you understand the explanation. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I think that's all for this part of our lesson. So I will continue with the next lesson that will be on part 3 of our episode on factors, okay, and unit 2. So I hope you understand and try to take notes. You can just open my YouTube channel and you can pause it, just pause and then write some notes so that you'll understand better, and try to practice any books or anything there at home that you have. You can practice or go to any website, okay, and you can ask me any questions when we have our online class. Okay, that's all for today. So that's all for this episode. Hope to see you again on our next lesson. Thank you for listening and watching.